And we're live.
There's some things I do just because I absolutely love it. For example, Cyberpunk is coming out. I'm sure everybody's hyped or overhyped for that. And a role-playing RPG probably isn't going to go well on a shooting channel, but it's a genre that I love. So I'm just going to play it and just see how it goes. You got to do those passion projects, like those ones, that won't really get great views, but are just fun to make.
I have been trying to get into the hype around Cyberpunk, and I can see it. I can see that people are excited. I understand at a high level that, who are they? Project Red? They've done other good things. I don't even know what Red Dead Redemption.
The Witcher.
Oh, The Witcher. Okay.
Yes.
So people have faith in the studio, but every time I look at it, I just have I don't know. I'm not that into RPGs, I guess. I don't get why people are excited. Why Cyberpunk? Why is this so cool? Keanu is a flat, lifeless actor. Really sweet
I was going to
guy.
say, one of the things is that Woody hates Keanu Reeves.
I do not hate Keanu Reeves.
Do you hate his acting or the person? Because they're quite different things.
Okay, so I believe the person to be nice and kind-hearted. I want nothing but good things for him. I even enjoyed a lot of his movies. Like I like the gun fu in John Wick. Like that's pretty cool. I liked him years and years ago, all the way from Bill and Ted through Matrix. I liked Matrix 2, which is uncommon. I didn't like 3. I can't go that far, but I liked more Matrix, twice as many Matrixes as most people.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so like I'm not anti Keanu or anything, but I do find him to be kind of like 90% myth and legend and 10% delivery. Like he'll just say something sweet on a talk show and everyone is like, oh my gosh, can you believe that there is a person out there that is sweet? But
it will be like that. It'll be like a picture of him like helping an old woman across the street. And it's like, oh, this makes me forget about his acting. Like,
right?
What a neat guy. Wow, he's really getting into the role though. He's being John Wick right now with his flat face.
I'll disagree slightly. I think Keanu does specialize in stoic
racist.
characters.
He specializes in
stoic.
stoic characters, you said?
More often than not, though. Have you seen him in Always Be My Maybe, where he plays himself, but a super douchebag version of himself, and just shits on everybody and acts like a complete d-bag to everybody on the set? And then the original John Wick, I thought was really good acting, and I think it's better than the others because it's a little character study about a man that's boiling and angry, and he's not killing these people for any particular reason. He's just like working through his own problems.
I did see him in Always Be My Maybe, and it was, again, he was like 90% myth and legend and 10% actually delivering on that part. They had him up as like the most desirable super bachelor that could ever have exist. So handsome, so tall, so like beyond anybody's like comprehension and how wonderful he was. That was the role he played. And I'm just like, I mean, like, he's cool.
I always felt like that was the common take, or a very common one, is that like, oh yeah, seems like a real nice dude, not a very good actor though. Like that's not uncommon. I've seen lots of people.
That's okay. It's totally okay to like a person and dislike their professional works, as long as they're not working for something horrible like building super weapons or I don't know.
I feel like all
but
he
if
has
they
to
do it
do
to the best of their ability to the glory of God, then you got to give them credit. Building those nukes just as good as they can.
Keanu can just pet a dog and the internet will go wild about how wonderful he is. And look, people who pet dogs are nice, but
I've just heard so many stories about how wonderful he is, and every one of them is just really impressive. Like he gave his salaries away on the Matrix movies, right? Like $100 million. He gave like $100 million of his own money away to the crew. Like he just didn't take any pay.
I remember that. It was his royalties they paid a few years later, and the crew got like underpaid, so he just gave them all the royalties and just didn't care. Seemingly.
That's neat.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that are
it's
so
one thing after another like that. He seems like legitimately like, what does he do in the shadows that he's having to make that's so dark and disturbing that he's like, maybe if I gave $100 million to the cast and crew of The Matrix, that maybe that'll make up for the children.
That'll get me off those flight logs. Okay.
Like pictures of him at Epstein's Island,
Yeah, I don't know.
Keanu.
I agree. He can be kind of one note, but I'm okay with that. Sam Jackson's fucking one note. Like how Sam Jackson plays like two characters, angry and furious, and that's it. But I love Sam Jackson. I want him in my movies.
I never hear about his charitable exploits.
I never hear about Sam Jackson's charitable exploits.
The Joker
not
was
once.
one note, and everyone but me loved the Joker.
Who was?
Yeah, it was just you.
So you think that's what Cyberpunk is going to be? One of these things that looks good on the box and you open it up and it's not going to be what people are hoping for.
That's not what I was saying. I was saying I don't get it. And it might just be that like I didn't like Skyrim as much as everybody else did. Maybe that's just not my kind of game. I'm looking at it and I'm like, but like, why do I play this? Like, there's a story on it? Is it a movie? Do I like? I don't know. It's not my kind. It's a playing movie, I guess. That's what this is.
Woody doesn't understand role-playing games, and that's okay because Woody loves shooters. That's his genre. His genre is shooters. He loves them. And I love them too. But when it comes to role-playing games, Woody, I've said this before, Woody plays the role. Woody plays the role of Matt Woodworth, who is streaming a video game and disliking it thoroughly. And he plays that role. He doesn't break character, not even for an instance. He's just like, all right, where's the next objective? Done. All right, next objective. No, not that side quest bullshit. We're beelining for the end here, end game. Like he can beat Skyrim in 45 minutes. Like he'll speed run that shit and be
Smash Mouth Skyrim right up the middle. That's how we play.
Is the meandering of those games where it's like, you know what? I am going to see what this random farmer needs my help with. Let's go. There's no way that it has anything to do with the Greybeards, but I might get a cool helmet or a magic bucket or something. Or maybe it'll open up the old man revealed his cloak and he's the assassin king and he needs you to do a mission. Like
when I play that game, I literally have like how I buy a house in every town and I decorate the house with the things that I have won on my quest, because you'll win you'll do some quest and help some farmer and you'll end up with like a magical golden fucking helmet. But like its tier is so low, like you'd never actually wear it in a battle, but it's cool to look at. And there's a memory of that quest you went on. So I'll put it up on the mantle of my fake home in one of the fake cities. And like I'll when I wake up there, I'll just kind of look around like, yep. Do you know how meticulous and how hard it is to put daggers in the display cases? They don't snap in place.
You're like rotating it with that wobbly thing and dropping it over and over.
You're like
again.
A marionette who's never performed before, trying to fucking put on a show when you place one of those daggers.
Yeah, I remember that's the part where I quit Skyrim, not for good, saying I would never do it again. But when I realized, like I remember sitting there, I had built an enormous house, like for my guy, because I had already built a little house, and then it was like, oh, add more expansions. And it was like, there is not even a single person for me to talk to in this game anymore that I haven't spoken to 3 times. So yeah, make it really big, fill the whole thing with my treasures. And as I was like walking around and was like, you know what, that frame would look a little better over there. I moved it and I was like, I finished Skyrim. That's it. And I would like, I maybe like 5 or 6 times I'd like walk out of my house and like see my distractingly blue glowing stallion like right outside in the middle of the winter wonderland, and then like a few times just walk back in just to be like, oh, cool, and then and that was it. So I spent hours organizing that house, just trying to squeeze the last little bit of blood out of the Skyrim stone, and I haven't logged back in since. So I'm sure my house is still as beautiful as it was in late 2011.
I would go on what I called Skyrim adventures, and that's when you get half an ounce of marijuana and 2 pipes and just as much Taco Bell and like hydration as you can handle. And I would just sit there and go into a realm of Skyrim that for 6 hours, just zoned the fuck out, just playing. And like Kitty would be downstairs like, hey, we take out the garbage or we do this or that. And I'm like, Skyrim adventure.
You gotta stop, man. My heart can't take this. Texas, there's no marijuana here.
Oh no.
I mean,
Skyrim video game is so fun at PAX and like gaming events and stuff, and then I come back home and like, well, it's a dry state. Lovely.
Sucks to suck, man.
Yeah,
Nobody likes that.
I can relate.